What if everything you know about humanity is incomplete? What if modern humans weren't the only humans to walk the earth? And what if, for most of our history, we shared this planet with other human species, some stronger, some stranger, and some so mysterious that we only discovered them recently? Then here's the question that changes everything. If there were once many different kinds of humans, why is there only one left today? What happened to the others? Did they disappear because they were weaker? Did we replace them? Or is the real answer hidden somewhere in the distant past? Let's count down 10 clues that may finally explain why we are the last humans standing. What if we're asking the wrong question entirely? What if the reason we're the only humans left has nothing to do with being the smartest, strongest, or most advanced species? History is filled with accidents, natural disasters, environmental shifts, disease outbreaks, unexpected events. Could survival have depended partly on luck? Imagine two human species facing different circumstances. One encounters disaster after disaster. The other catches a few lucky breaks. Over thousands of years, those differences could change everything, and that's what makes this possibility so fascinating. What if humanity's survival wasn't inevitable? What if another human species could have been sitting in our place today, wondering what happened to Homo sapiens? Maybe the greatest mystery isn't why they disappeared. Maybe it's why we didn't. What if our greatest advantage wasn't intelligence? Neanderthals were intelligent. Other human species created tools. Many were highly skilled hunters. So what made us different? Some scientists believe the answer lies in cooperation. Modern humans formed larger social networks. Information traveled farther. Ideas spread faster. Knowledge accumulated over generations. A useful innovation discovered in one region could eventually benefit people hundreds of miles away. Could that have been the secret? Not stronger muscles, not bigger brains, better teamwork. What if the reason we're still here today is that our ancestors became masters of sharing information and working together? Did we become the last humans because we were better competitors? This is one of the most debated questions in anthropology. Whenever modern humans entered new regions, other human species often disappeared not long afterward. Is that simply a coincidence, or does it suggest a deeper connection? Did we compete for food, hunting grounds, shelter, resources? Were larger populations enough to slowly overwhelm smaller groups? Scientists continue searching for answers, but one possibility remains difficult to ignore. What if modern humans gradually pushed other species into increasingly difficult situations until survival became impossible? It's an uncomfortable idea, yet it raises one of the most important questions in human history. Did we inherit the Earth, or did we win it? What if extinction isn't the whole story? For years, scientists assumed different human species remained separate, but modern genetics revealed something unexpected. They didn't. Modern humans interbred with Neanderthals. Modern humans interbred with Denisovans, and there may have been other interactions we still haven't discovered. Think about what that means. Different human species didn't simply compete. They met, they interacted, they formed families. So when we ask why other humans disappeared, are we asking the wrong question? Maybe some groups didn't vanish completely. Maybe they were absorbed into larger populations over thousands of years. If that's true, then humanity's story isn't one of total extinction. It's also a story of connection, mixing, and survival through future generations. Could climate change have decided which human species survived? When we think about extinction, we often imagine dramatic disasters. But what if the real threat was slower? What if temperatures gradually changed, habitats shifted, and food sources became harder to find? Ancient humans lived through some of the most dramatic climate fluctuations in recent geological history. Forests expanded and disappeared. Ice sheets advanced and retreated. Animals migrated across continents. Every environmental change created new challenges. So how did different human species respond? Did some adapt better than others? Did certain groups become trapped in regions that could no longer support them? Scientists believe climate pressure likely played a major role in determining who survived and who didn't. But was climate change the main cause, or just one piece of a much larger puzzle? What if humanity nearly went extinct before history even began? Around 74,000 years ago, a supervolcano erupted in what is now Indonesia. The explosion was enormous, one of the largest known eruptions in Earth's history. But how devastating was it, really? Some scientists believe it may have triggered a volcanic winter that dramatically affected populations across the globe. Now imagine living during that time. The climate becomes unstable, food becomes scarce, entire ecosystems begin changing. How many human groups could survive such a disaster? Some researchers suggest that humanity may have passed through a population bottleneck, meaning only a relatively small number of individuals survived. If that's true, what happened to other human species? Were some hit harder than others? Did entire populations disappear forever? And perhaps the most unsettling question of all, if our ancestors had been in the wrong place at the wrong time, would humanity even exist today? What if the most successful human species wasn't us? When people think of humanity's greatest success story, they usually think of Homo sapiens. But what if another species deserves that title? Homo erectus survived for nearly 2 million years. 2 million years. Let that sink in. Modern humans have existed for only a small fraction of that time. They mastered fire, developed tools, migrated across continents, and adapted to wildly different environments. For an incredibly long period, they thrived. So here's the question. If they were so successful, why are they gone? What changed after nearly 2 million years of survival? Did climate shifts finally overwhelm them? Were they replaced by newer human species? Or was their disappearance the result of multiple factors working together? Whatever the answer may be, Homo erectus reminds us that even extraordinary success offers no guarantee of survival. How do you discover an entire human species from a single finger bone? It sounds impossible, doesn't it? After all, you would expect an unknown human species to leave behind countless fossils and archaeological sites. So how could something as small as a finger bone change everything we thought we knew about human history? That's exactly what happened in a cave in Siberia. When scientists analyzed DNA from the tiny fragment, they realized it belonged to neither modern humans nor Neanderthals. Instead, it came from a completely unknown group. Think about that. An entire branch of humanity remained hidden until modern genetic technology revealed its existence. But the mystery gets even stranger. What did Denisovans actually look like? How widespread were they? How many populations existed? Scientists still don't have complete answers. And then came another shocking discovery. Millions of people alive today still carry Denisovan DNA. So if traces of them live on inside modern humans, did they truly vanish? Or are they still part of us in ways we are only beginning to understand? How could a human species be shorter than many elementary school children? When scientists discovered Homo floresiensis on an Indonesian island, they could hardly believe what they were seeing. These humans stood only about 3.5 feet tall. At first, many researchers assumed the bones belonged to modern humans suffering from a medical condition. But what if they didn't? What if these tiny individuals represented an entirely different branch of humanity? As more evidence emerged, that possibility became reality. This wasn't a diseased population. It was a separate human species. So how did they become so small? Was island life responsible? Did limited resources force evolution to take a different path? And if they looked so different from us, what was daily life actually like for them? What tools did they use? What dangers did they face? Most importantly, what happened to them? Did environmental changes wipe them out, or did they encounter modern humans? The mystery remains one of the strangest chapters in human evolution. Could one forgotten species hold the key to understanding almost all of human history? Most people have never heard of Homo heidelbergensis, yet scientists believe they may have been one of the most important humans who ever lived. Why? Because many researchers think they were the common ancestors of both Neanderthals and modern humans. Imagine that for a moment. What if this species stood at the crossroads of humanity's family tree? What if understanding them could help explain where we came from and why other human species appeared? They lived hundreds of thousands of years ago and hunted large animals using carefully crafted tools. But how intelligent were they? How organized were their communities? Could they communicate in ways similar to us? The frustrating part is that the fossil evidence remains limited. We know enough to recognize their importance, but not enough to fully understand their lives. And that raises a fascinating question. If one of humanity's most influential ancestors remains so mysterious, how much of our own story is still missing? So why are we the only humans left? Was it climate, competition, cooperation, interbreeding, intelligence, or luck? The truth is that scientists still don't know exactly why one human species survived while all the others disappeared. But one thing is certain, we are not the entire story of humanity. We are the final surviving chapter of a much larger story, a story filled with lost relatives, forgotten species, and mysteries that scientists are still trying to solve. And perhaps the most fascinating question of all is this: if we've discovered entire human species from a single finger bone, what else is still waiting to be found?